This is Jim Szymanski, Director of Public Affairs for the Washington Retail Association, and our interview guest today is Lowell Gordon, who is the past board chair of the Retail Association. He's also served as Small Business Committee Chair as well, and remains on the board today. Lowell, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Jim. Great to be here.
You own the creative office in downtown Olympia, where we are right now, which outfits various businesses with office furniture, accessories, and supplies. And I'd like to know, start off, when you acquired the business and how many people work here?
Well, my wife and I acquired the business in September of 1995, just a few 20 years ago. And currently we employ 21 full-time employees.
And how long have you been on the board of the WRA?
You know, I just checked on that. I've been on the board since 2009. It seems like just the other day, but it's been 6 years that I've served on the board.
What have you found as a key value of your board membership?
Having an association that supports my business the way that it does, it really gives me an opportunity to speak to legislators, to have an organization support me in my business, and really helps me keep current on what's happening.
You know, now some companies award Employees of the Month, and your store has the unusual identity, I guess you might say, of having a Chair of the Month prominently displayed in the corner window here. Who thought of that idea, and how does it work from a marketing perspective?
The idea was to be talked about in town and to be known as the place of the Chair of the Month. And there's even been times where I've been explaining where my business is, and right in the middle of my conversation they'll say, "Oh, you're the place with the Chair of the Month." And that's exactly why we came up with this.
Now, as board chair, you got a chance to meet with Governor Inslee personally as a WRA representative. I'm curious what you talked about and what the governor's response was to what you had in mind to tell him.
We were supposed to have a 30-minute meeting together. As it turned out, it was well over an hour. And he really did seem interested to what we talked about. We talked about, you know, the topic of raising the minimum wage and the impact that that would have on business, especially small business, and especially in rural areas, the difference that it would make on how many people we employ and whether or not we hire people, how it would affect the teenager looking to find a job, and what effect does that have on our, you know, youth finding work. So we talked about that quite a bit. We also talked about the McCleary decision and the funding of education here in the state of Washington, and, you know, what effects that might have in our community. And so the other thing we talked about was the growth up in the city of Seattle is phenomenal right now. There's just a lot going on. If you drive by, you see all the cranes of new buildings going in. And he asked me, you know, that growth is happening in Seattle, but not throughout the rest of the state of Washington. There are many communities that are still really struggling. And my main caution to the governor was, you've got to think about these communities and how is the small business going to survive? Now, we have a B&O tax that the businesses have to pay. Whether you're making money or not, you still have to pay that tax. And unlike a sales tax, that doesn't get passed on to the consumer. So all those things come into play. And my hope is through that meeting with the governor, he understood my concerns and would take those into account as he's looking to make decisions in the future.
Now, on another front, Lowell, you're past president of the Lacey Chamber of Commerce here near Olympia. I'm curious if you can give us an idea of maybe a key issue or two you may have confronted in that role and how it was worked out.
It's important, again, for us to be involved in the community, to have a voice, and as much as we can get involved, it does a number of things. It allows you to keep, again, on what's current, what's going on, to meet other businesses and hear what their struggles are and what are they dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And so by being a part of those other organizations, it really helps me as a board member with the Washington Retail Association to have a broader picture of what's affecting business out in the community.
Okay. Where else do you volunteer your time? This role with us is volunteer work. Where else do you volunteer your services?
I do serve on the foundation board of BHR, Behavioral Health Resources. That's our community mental health. And I've been a part of that organization for 7 years now, and they're doing wonderful things in the community to help those with dealing with mental illness and drug and alcohol addiction. I also serve on the Lacey Fire District 3 Citizens Advisory Committee as the vice chair. I also serve on the Coastal Business Services Board. We're a for-profit arm of Morningside, which is an organization that works with people with disabilities.
Where else can people learn a little more about the Creative Office?
Well, you can definitely go to our website at thecreativeoffice.com. We're the place with the chair of the month on the corner of Legion and Plum. So,
well, Lowell, thanks for being our guest today. I really appreciate it. And I'd like to thank our viewers for watching this and invite you to take a look around the Retail Association website at retailassociation.org to see other videos as well. Thanks for watching.